Good evening, everybody. What's going on? What's going on? This is another Miles, aka 2 Degrees in the CDL, and you already know how we do. We come live with the news, the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is definitely bad and ugly, and concerning as well. Shout out to CDL Life. Y'all see the topic, and that's why I'm talking about this. In the thumbnail. That's why I had asked, what felony should be a disqualifier. When it comes to person obtaining a CDL. Like I said before, I believe in second chances just like the next man. But I do believe that, particular felonies, should definitely be a automatic disqualifier. And we're going to talk about this one in particular today. In Georgia, we have the 7 deadly sins. And with that, the only one where it's no mandatory minimum is murder. Murder, you're going to automatically get either life with parole up to 25 years or life without parole. So that's one of the 7 deadly sins. The other 6 are kidnapping, armed robbery, grape. Like I said, I'll be using different terms, just for the purpose of YouTube. Aggravated S, aggravated SB, and aggravated CM. We all should know what those are. So with those 6 right there, it's 10 years off top in Georgia. It's 10 years off top. And if you commit another deadly sin in Georgia, that's going to be life without parole. I worked in this field before. Like I said, I worked in the law enforcement field, prior to me coming over to trucking. I worked in the mental health side, and I worked, in the juvenile justice system, both in group homes and in the youth detention center setting. And I've also worked probation parole as well, so I've encountered, offenders who are, deemed as predators. And like I said, I'm not going to name the terms again, but of course, like the aggravated S, the aggravated SB, aggravated CM, grape. I've worked around, from kids to adults. And majority of the kids or adult who had charges like that, as adults, they repeated. I had children, who were in the YDC that may have went to prison, got out, and committed the same act again and reoffended. And even with adults, some adults, they get out, they may be on the straight and narrow for a while, but then they reoffend, with the same thing that they got locked up before. And this article that I'll be talking about right now is the same thing. Like I said, this guy has a history, and that's why I posed the question, like I said, once again, what felonies should be a disqualifier for getting your CDL? So we're going to go ahead and get right into this article. Shout out to CDL Life. It's going to be 2 parts, so I'll be discussing this article, and then I'll be doing another article on the same offender from him being on the registry from an offense that he committed in 2016. So let's go ahead and get into it. Driver charged with grape denies ever meeting female trucker victim. Okay. A truck driver charged with grape in Pennsylvania this week has denied ever meeting the female driver. 42-year-old driver Albert J. Taylor Miles. He's in no relation to me. Don't know the guy. We got the same last name, but we are not related. Was charged on Thursday, May 3rd, for January 12, 2022 incident at the Pine Grove Township, Pennsylvania Pilot Travel Center. According to Republican Herald, Taylor Miles had asked the victim, who was also a truck driver, to meet him at the truck stop on the night before the incident. The victim arrived at the truck stop in her rig on January 11th and soon fell asleep in her truck. When she awoke around 6:30 a.m. the next morning, she had 57 missed calls from Taylor Miles. So she texted him back. 57 missed calls, that's a lot. That's a lot right there. The two texted back and forth before Taylor Miles came to the victim's truck cab, where they began talking until he moved onto her bed and sat beside her. Taylor Miles then began touching her inappropriately, and she tried to push him away, but the encounter ended in a SA and grape. Taylor Miles then left the victim's truck cab, and the victim left the area and reported the assault at a hospital in Doylestown Township. The incident was reported to police, who discovered that Taylor Miles was already a registered SO. During his interview with police, Taylor Miles claimed that he did not recall ever meeting the victim or having intercourse with her. DNA tests soon linked Taylor Miles to the victim through information collected at the hospital. Taylor Miles is facing charges of grape, involuntary deviant SA, and aggravated IA, all felonies, and the misdemeanor count of indecent assault. As of 11 a.m. on May 3rd, Taylor Miles had not been taken into custody. So a lot of people don't understand, man. They have the DNA grape kits, so if your DNA is all over, if it comes back, like I said, and it links to you, by him already being registered, his DNA is already, in the system. So, the fact that you lied about it, with that history, like I said, that's going to heighten the senses of law enforcement, in these cases also as well. I do realize that, there have been times where, some females have, not been honest with law enforcement and wanted to throw out the grape when it was actually consensual. Like the person had consent, to, have intercourse. So of course it's going to be, his word against hers. But the fact that he lied and said that he never met her, and then they did a DNA, sample, and it came back to him, it's just not a good look for the gentleman. It's just not a good look at all. But I want to take a whole different angle, just so you all can see that it's a pattern. It's a pattern, to this trucker. So let me share with you all another article, and then we'll read this as well. That's him. Like I say, that's a younger version of him, almost 8 years ago. But let's get into it. This happened back in 2016, February 25th. In Palmatuning Township. A Palmatuning Township man is jailed on charges he SA a young girl, according to police. Albert Jamie Taylor, 34, was charged Friday with grape of a child, SSA, involuntary deviant SA, and aggravated IA. He was taken to Mercer County Jail after failing to post $100,000 bond at his arraignment. According to the Palmatuning Township Police arrest affidavit, about 18 to 20 months ago, Taylor was alone with the girl in the living room of her home, held her down, and SA her. She was able to get away and told her mother, who made Taylor leave the home. The girl stayed with another relative for a few months and then returned to her mother's home, police said. After a few weeks, the girl's mother told her to take a trip with Taylor, an over-the-road truck driver, to repair their relationship, police said. Y'all see how they got repair in quotations. During the trip, Taylor began aggressively kissing the girl while they were watching movies in the truck. She pushed them away and moved to the front of the cab so others could see if he tried to approach her again, police said. The girl told police that Taylor then apologized. District Judge Dennis M. Songer, Sharon, set a preliminary hearing for Taylor at 11 a.m. Wednesday. The biggest thing for me in this article, like I said, and when I looked on the registry, the only thing that he was charged with was the AIA. I didn't see anything else on there. I didn't see all the other charges, so he must have copped a plea, just for that. Of course, like I said, he'll still have to register. The mother, not reporting the incident, the first time and just making him leave, I don't understand that. I never will understand that. Me as a parent, the first thing, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I can't even say what I'm thinking about in the back of my mind, just for the purpose of YouTube. But yeah, definitely calling 911 if I'm the mother, that would have been the first thing, but to let time go by and then it happened, and then you send her out with this man to repair their relationship, and then it happens again. He tries to take advantage of her again. That's 2 times. Who does that? Like, I'm not sure if the guy was paying bills or whatever the case may be, or if she thought that, the daughter was lying. I've seen cases before where if the man is taking care of, significant bills and stuff like that, I've seen cases, like I said, I come from law enforcement. I've seen cases where some ladies, I hate to say it, they turn the other cheek, and they don't say anything because he's taking care of everything, which is sick, which is very sick. Like I said, I definitely don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get this at all. And then for it to happen again, it happened one time at the house, you then call 911. The second time, you send your daughter on the road with the man. It happens again. He goes to prison for a little bit. He cops a plea because he didn't serve a lot of time. And then the third time, he's back out here again. So we'll see how this thing plays out. It's just not looking good, like I said, for the fact that, he lied straight to law enforcement. Then when they found out that, he's registered, that's a whole different thing now. They're going to take all that into consideration, I'm not sure if he's on probation or parole. If he's on probation, his probation can get revoked and he could be sitting in jail because that's a brand new felony. And he had to sit there until, he has a court date. Or if he's on parole, how Georgia does it. If you're on parole and you commit a new felony offense, your parole's getting revoked and they send you right back to prison. You'll still have to stand trial, for that new offense, but you automatically get revoked and you go right back to prison. I don't know how Pennsylvania operates. So, we'll just see how this plays out, but it doesn't look good for the gentleman at all. Like I said, you have a history, and then the fact that you just lied and you say you never met with this woman before, but the DNA stuff is there. The DNA is there. So I just want to know what you all think. Just let me know in the comments below what you think about this article. How does it make you feel? Once again, like I said, I would like to know, what felonies do you feel like should be a disqualifier, from getting your CDL? Like I said, in my opinion, I just feel like anything predatory, like, Like, nah, that's just too much freedom to roam. That's too much freedom to roam. And yeah, I'm just not feeling that at all. So that's just me. But please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm on the road to 1K. And all my truck drivers, please be safe. And like I said, I believe in second chances. I don't believe in second chances when it comes to stuff like this, but I do believe in second chances for people who do have felonies. Like, I have people in my family that do have felonies, so I don't look at them any type of way. But when you're talking about acts like this, because I've been in that environment and I've seen photos and things like that, it's just real hard for me to, have any sympathy, at all. But you all just let me know what you think, and all my truck drivers, keep it safe and keep it in the middle of the road. And until next time, I'm out.